My usual fee is $20 a day. I'll have to charge you $40.
$40 a day?
Ride the High Country, a 1962 CinemaScope Western directed by Sam Peckinpah, features a remarkable cast, including Randolph Scott, Joel McCrea, and Mariette Hartley. The film tells the story of two aging gunslingers hired to transport gold from a remote mining town. Interestingly, during the production, a peculiar incident arose involving Mariette Hartley and her choice of attire. Peckinpah, known for his intense directorial style, reportedly threatened to fire Hartley over her decision to wear socks. This seemingly trivial matter highlighted the director's strict vision for authenticity and character portrayal in the film. Hartley, who played a significant role in the story, found herself at odds with Peckinpah's expectations. The tension between them underscored the challenges actors faced while working under a director with such a strong personality. Ultimately, this incident became a memorable anecdote from the film's production, illustrating the unique dynamics on set, and the lengths to which Peckinpah would go to maintain his artistic integrity.
We spend there, we're going to discuss the events of the past few minutes at great length. And by the time you get out...
MGM had little faith in the movie Ride the High Country, which was released in 1962. The studio's lack of confidence was evident when they decided to dump the film into the market as the lower half of a double feature. This decision came despite the strong protests from key figures involved in the film, including director Sam Peckinpah and producers Paul and Richard Lyons. They believed in the film's potential and were disappointed by MGM's treatment. The pairing of Ride the High Country with other films was particularly unfortunate, as it was matched with titles like Boys' Night Out, a light comedy from the same year, and the Italian-produced film The Tartars from 1961, which did not align with the serious themes of Peckinpah's work. This lack of support from MGM likely contributed to the film's initial reception, overshadowing its artistic merits and the strong performances of its cast. The studio's decision to place it alongside such incongruous films reflected a broader misunderstanding of the film's significance and its place in the Western genre. The film's true value would only be recognized later, as audiences and critics began to appreciate its depth and the innovative storytelling that Peckinpah brought to the screen.
Don't be like that. Come on now.
When the studio realized that Ride the High Country was the true moneymaker of the double billings, they decided to re-release the film. Audiences were not staying for the main feature, which highlighted the film's appeal. This re-release brought much better results than the original run. The film had initially been intended for two legendary actors, Gary Cooper and John Wayne. However, Cooper passed away before filming began, which changed the course of the project. It is interesting to note that even if Cooper had been alive, it is unlikely that he and Wayne would have worked together. They had previously turned down the opportunity to collaborate on Far Horizons in 1955. This history suggests that the pairing of these two iconic stars was not meant to be, and the film ultimately found its own success without them. The casting decisions and the eventual re-release played a significant role in the film's legacy.
30, verse 6. That mining town is a sinkhole of depravity. A place of shit.
Filming took place in various locations in and around Los Angeles, capturing the essence of the story while also facing unexpected challenges. Notably, Malibu Canyon served as one of the scenic backdrops, providing a rugged and natural landscape that complemented the film's themes. Additionally, much of the production occurred on the 20th Century Fox backlot, where sets were constructed to bring the narrative to life. However, the filming was complicated by environmental factors, particularly the smoke from fires raging in the nearby Topanga Canyon and Bel Air. This smoke darkened the skies over the area, creating a dramatic atmosphere, but also posing difficulties for the crew. The haze affected visibility and lighting, forcing adjustments in shooting schedules and techniques. Despite these challenges, the filmmakers persevered, capturing the spirit of the Old West against a backdrop that was both beautiful and tumultuous. The combination of natural landscapes and the impact of the fires added a unique layer to the film's production, making it a memorable experience for everyone involved.
Remember old Doc Franklin, the fancy boots he wore with the flap?
Sam Peckinpah insisted that the background terrain had to change noticeably during the trek to and from the mountain mining town. He believed that the landscape should reflect the journey of the characters, enhancing the story's emotional depth. This vision led him to convince the studio to allow him to shoot the riding sequences on location rather than on the backlot. By choosing real locations, Peckinpah aimed to capture the authentic beauty and ruggedness of the American West. The natural scenery would not only serve as a backdrop, but also play a crucial role in the film's narrative. The varied landscapes would symbolize the characters' internal struggles and the passage of time. This decision marked a significant shift in filmmaking, as it emphasized realism and the importance of setting and storytelling. Peckinpah's commitment to authenticity helped to create a more immersive experience for the audience, making the film resonate on a deeper level. The choice of location shooting became a hallmark of his style, influencing future filmmakers. The canvases used to create the tents in the mining camp of Ride the High Country came from leftover sales from MGM's production of Mutiny on the Bounty, which was also released in 1962. This reuse of materials highlights the resourcefulness of the film's production team, as they sought to create an authentic setting for the story. The shooting of Ride the High Country was completed in less than a month, showcasing the efficiency of the crew and the actors involved. However, the film faced challenges during the editing process. Margaret Booth, the chief editor at MGM, expressed her dissatisfaction with the daily rushes. She found the footage difficult to work with, and believed that the film would be impossible to cut effectively. This concern from a seasoned editor added pressure to the post-production phase, as the team had to navigate her reservations while trying to shape the final product. The combination of resourceful props and editing challenges contributed to the unique production experience of this classic Western film.
Shut up! Move! Move out!
During the editing session, Peck and Paul worked closely with the veteran editor Frank Santillo. The atmosphere was charged with creativity and focus as they delved into the film. Everyone in the room was captivated by the ideas and changes that Peck and Paul proposed. Their vision for the film was clear, and they communicated it effectively. Frank Santillo, with his extensive experience, was impressed by their insights. He skillfully incorporated their suggestions, which brought out the character nuances in the film. The selection of shots was particularly striking, as they worked to enhance the emotional depth of the story. The trimming and refining process was meticulous, showcasing their dedication to the craft. Each cut was made with purpose, ensuring that every moment resonated with the audience. The collaboration between the three was seamless, resulting in a polished final product that exceeded expectations. The editing session became a testament to the power of teamwork and the art of storytelling. The transformation of the film through their efforts was nothing short of remarkable.
You surely took your time.
I shouldn't be here at all.
The question of who would receive top billing for the film Ride the High Country was settled in an interesting way. It took place at the Brown Derby restaurant in Hollywood, where a coin toss determined the outcome. Randolph Scott emerged victorious in this informal contest, securing the top billing for the film. The cast of Ride the High Country included notable actors such as R.G. Armstrong, L.Q. Jones, John Davis Chandler, and Warren Oates. These actors were not just random choices. They were frequent collaborators with director Sam Peckinpah. Over time, they became part of what could be called Peckinpah's quasi-stock company, similar to the famous John Ford stock company that was associated with Ford's films. This group of actors often appeared in Peckinpah's works, creating a sense of familiarity and continuity in his storytelling. Their repeated collaborations helped to shape the unique style and tone that Peckinpah became known for in the Western genre. The relationships formed during these productions contributed to the depth and authenticity of the characters they portrayed, making Ride the High Country a significant entry in both their careers and in the history of Western films. Mariette Hartley, whose previous acting experience was primarily on stage, found herself stepping into the world of film with the 1962 movie Ride the High Country. Coming from a sheltered background, she was somewhat naive about the industry. In fact, she later admitted that she did not even know who Joel McCrea was when she arrived for her audition for the role of Elsa. Sam Peckinpah, the director, kept her at the audition all day, having her read with various actors who were auditioning for the role of Heck. Among those actors was Wayne Rogers, who would later gain fame for his role in the television series MASH. Hartley felt flattered by the attention and the lengthy audition process, not realizing that this was a strong indication that she was being seriously considered for the role. The experience was both daunting and exciting for her, marking a significant step in her acting career. Her journey from stage to screen was a pivotal moment, showcasing her talent and resilience in a new environment.
The rest are $1 each.
$1 each? Now, how in the world do those short-legged chickens lay eggs so high?
Sam Peckinpah's attention to detail extended deeply into the costume choices for Ride the High Country. He took a particular interest in Mariette Hartley's wardrobe, going so far as to explore the depths of MGM's costume department to find the perfect dress for her character. This was not just a casual selection. Peckinpah was determined to ensure that Hartley's costume conveyed the right image and fit the film's tone. He worked closely with the wardrobe department, instructing them to pad the dress until the chest area was sufficiently full. His commitment to this detail was so intense that he filled it to such an extent that it almost made Hartley walk with a tie. Lieutenant. This choice not only highlighted the character's femininity, but also added a layer of visual storytelling that complemented the film's themes. The meticulous effort put into Hartley's costume reflects Peckinpah's broader vision for the film, where every element, from dialogue to attire, was crafted to enhance the narrative and character development. The result was a striking visual that contributed to the film's lasting impact.
That old man is Steve Judd. He don't look like much to me.
Mariette Hartley's hair was cut really short for her role as Joan of Arc on stage in Chicago. This drastic change in her appearance was a significant part of her preparation for the character. When it came time for her screen test at the studio, they decided to enhance her look with a long wig that somewhat matched her natural red hair. However, Sam Peckinpah, the director, and his team were not pleased with this choice. They felt that the long wig did not suit the character or the film's vision. Ultimately, Peckinpah made the decision to embrace Hartley's closely cropped look instead. This choice not only highlighted her unique features, but also added a layer of authenticity to her portrayal. The short hair became a defining aspect of her character, allowing her to embody the strength and determination of Joan of Arc in a way that resonated with audiences. The decision to keep her hair short was a bold move that contributed to the film's overall impact.
No resemblance at all.
Oh, maybe not in the features, but the way she smiles. There's the same look in her eyes when you...
Joel McCrea shared that he got along pretty well with Sam Peckinpah and Paul, but he had some reservations about Peckinpah's directing style. Known for being a tough director, Peckinpah had a reputation for being demanding and sometimes harsh. McCrea, who had experience working with various directors, found that Peckinpah's approach was reminiscent of John Ford. He noted that Peckinpah would berate crew members if they made mistakes or failed to meet his expectations. This treatment of the crew did not sit well with McCrea, who preferred a more supportive environment on set. Despite the challenges, McCrea managed to maintain a professional relationship with Peckinpah, focusing on the work at hand. The dynamic between the actors and the director was complex, as McCrea balanced his respect for Peckinpah's talent with his discomfort regarding his methods. This tension highlighted the often difficult nature of filmmaking, especially when strong personalities collide. The experience left a lasting impression on McCrea, shaping his views on directing and collaboration in the industry.
Aged.
Sure you are.
It's the truth. His name is Billy Hammond.
At this point, Peckinpah began his practice of firing people for one mistake, which became a notable aspect of his directing style. An example of this harsh approach occurred with a sound boom operator who allowed the boom to creep into a shot. This incident marked the beginning of a pattern for Peckinpah, who was known for his unforgiving nature on set. His tendency to dismiss crew members for minor errors created a tense atmosphere during productions. Peckinpah's strict standards and high expectations often led to a fear of making mistakes among his team. This practice of firing individuals for small missteps became a habit as he continued directing films. It was not uncommon for him to do this fairly often, which contributed to his reputation as a difficult director to work with. His uncompromising attitude towards perfection influenced the dynamics of his film sets and left a lasting impact on those who worked with him. The legacy of this approach can still be felt in the industry today. Peck and Paul infused their personal experiences and family history into the script of Ride the High Country. Peck's ancestors were true Westerners, which added authenticity to the film's narrative. There is even a mountain named after the Peck family near Coarse Gold, the real-life town that serves as the backdrop for the story. This connection to the land and its history enriched the characters and their motivations. During his childhood, Peck was taken by his grandfather to a town that resembled the mining town depicted in the movie. This visit left a lasting impression on him, shaping his understanding of the rugged life of lawmen and miners. The memories of that town, with its dusty streets and hard-working people, found their way into the script, creating a vivid picture of the Old West. The film captures the essence of that era, blending personal history with the fictional journey of the lawmen as they ride to retrieve a shipment of gold. The combination of real-life experiences and imaginative storytelling makes Ride the High Country a rich tapestry of Western lore.
Had the world by the tail, so to speak. Then one night, Paul Staniford picked me up.
Joel McCrea and Randolph Scott, two legendary figures in the world of Western films, held a high regard for the script rewrites done by Peck and Paul. They found the changes to be nothing short of brilliant, enhancing the film's narrative and character development. However, despite their significant contributions, Peck and Paul did not receive any official credit for their work on the screenplay. This lack of recognition led to tension, particularly with Peck, who was vocal about his feelings regarding the situation. He made it clear to MGM and the Academy that if the film were nominated for Best Screenplay without his name included as a writer, he would take legal action against everyone involved. This strong stance highlighted the importance of credit in the film industry and the value of a writer's contribution to a project. Ultimately, the film did not receive any nominations for Best Screenplay, which meant that the potential conflict over credit never came to a head. The behind-the-scenes dynamics of Ride the High Country reflect the complexities of collaboration in filmmaking, where the contributions of writers can sometimes go unrecognized, even when they play a crucial role in shaping a film's success.
Beauty spot of nature. A Garden of Eden for the soaring heart and short of cash.
During the production of Ride the High Country, Sam Peckinpah and Paul were still in the early stages of their careers, and they had not yet developed the difficult behavior that would later characterize many of Peckinpah's productions. However, there were moments that hinted at the challenges to come. Mariette Hartley, who was part of the crew, recalled an incident on the bus ride home from the Sierras. It was during this trip that Peckinpah began drinking and playing cards, a behavior that raised concerns among those around him. At one point, he snapped at Hartley in a vicious manner. Having grown up with an alcoholic father, she recognized the signs of troubling behavior immediately. Despite this incident, she noted that it was the only time she witnessed him drinking during the entire production of the film. This moment served as a precursor to the more tumultuous behavior that would later emerge in Peckinpah's career, marking a significant turning point in his personal and professional life. The film itself, while a classic, was also a backdrop for the complexities of its director's character, foreshadowing the struggles that would come to define his later works. The atmosphere on set was still relatively calm, but the seeds of future difficulties were beginning to sprout, hinting at the challenges that lay ahead for both Peckinpah and those who worked with him.
Married.
Well, good luck then.
All the happiness in the world.
In crafting the character of Steve Judd in the film Ride the High Country, the actor drew deeply from personal experience, particularly from his own father. The essence of Judd is imbued with the values and wisdom that the actor admired in his father. One of the most memorable lines from the film, "I just want to enter my house justified," resonates with a biblical reference that the actor had often heard his father express. This line encapsulates a longing for redemption and moral integrity, themes that are central to the character's journey. The emotional impact of this portrayal was profound, as evidenced by the reaction of the actor's sister upon seeing the finished film. She was moved to tears, struck by how effectively the actor had captured the spirit and essence of their father on screen. This connection between the character and the actor's real-life experiences adds a layer of authenticity to the film, making Steve Judd not just a character, but a reflection of familial love and respect. The depth of this inspiration enriches the narrative, allowing audiences to connect with the themes of honor and legacy in a deeply personal way.
How much of that?
Sam Peck and Paul were known for their playful teasing, especially when it came to the inexperienced Mariette Hartley. During the filming of Ride the High Country, they took advantage of her naivety in a memorable way. One day, Hartley was informed that she had worn the wrong socks for a scene. The catch was that the socks would never be visible in the shot. Peck and Paul decided to have some fun at her expense. They pretended to have a major fit, accusing her of ruining the shot. Their exaggerated reactions made it seem like a serious issue, and Hartley, unaware of the joke, became genuinely worried. Peck kept insisting that if she did not perform to his liking, he would give her part to another actress. This only heightened her anxiety, as she had heard stories about Peck's strictness and how he could be tough on actors. However, once Hartley discovered the truth behind their antics, she took it in stride. Instead of being upset, she found the humor in the situation. Her good-natured response showed her resilience and ability to laugh at herself. Over time, she developed a deep admiration and affection for Peck, appreciating his talent and the way he directed the film. The experience became a fond memory for her, highlighting the camaraderie that can exist on a film set, even amidst playful teasing. The bond formed during those moments contributed to the overall positive atmosphere of the production, making it a memorable experience for everyone involved.
Woman in matrimony. Now, I'm not a man of the cloth, and this is not a religious.
As the dust settles on the rugged landscapes of Ride the High Country, a new journey awaits. The story of this classic film does not end with the final credits. Behind the scenes, the lives of its cast members unfolded in ways that are as captivating as the film itself. What became of the actors who brought these unforgettable characters to life? Did they find success in Hollywood, or did they take unexpected paths? Join us as we delve into the intriguing fates of the stars of Ride the High Country. Discover the triumphs and trials they faced after the cameras stopped rolling. From celebrated careers to personal struggles, their stories reveal the complexities of life in the spotlight. You will learn about the legacy they left behind, and how their roles in this film shaped their futures. Prepare to be surprised by the twists and turns that followed their time in the high country. The adventure continues, and you won't want to miss it. R.G. Armstrong portrayed Joshua Knudsen in the 1962 film Ride the High Country, a role that showcased his ability to embody complex characters. Knudsen is a man caught between the ideals of the Old West and the harsh realities of a changing world. Armstrong's performance added depth to the film, highlighting themes of loyalty and moral conflict. His portrayal resonated with audiences, marking a significant moment in his career. After Ride the High Country, Armstrong continued to work steadily in film and television, appearing in notable projects like The Twilight Zone and MASH. However, his life was not without challenges. He faced personal hardships, including the tragic loss of his son in a car accident, which deeply affected him. Armstrong also dealt with the pressures of Hollywood, including typecasting and the struggle to find diverse roles as he aged. In his later years, Armstrong remained active in the industry, but he also embraced a quieter life. He lived in the shadows of fame, reflecting on his career and the choices he made. His last known appearances were in the early 2000s, and he passed away in 2019 at the age of 95. His legacy endures through his memorable performances and the impact he had on those who knew him. John Anderson's portrayal of Elder Hammond in the 1962 film Ride the High Country is a haunting performance that captures the essence of a man grappling with his fading ideals in a changing world. Anderson's character embodies the struggle between honor and the harsh realities of life, reflecting the moral complexities of the American West. This role marked a significant point in his career, showcasing his ability to convey deep emotional turmoil. After Ride the High Country, Anderson's career continued to flourish, with appearances in numerous television shows and films. He became a familiar face in westerns and dramas, often playing characters that mirrored his own life's challenges. However, his personal life was marked by turmoil. He faced financial difficulties and battled alcoholism, which led to a decline in his health and career opportunities. In the late 1970s, he experienced a significant scandal when he was involved in a public altercation that drew media attention, further complicating his already troubled life. Despite these hardships, Anderson found solace in his family and continued to work sporadically in the industry. His last known appearances were in the early 1990s, after which he largely faded from the public eye. He passed away in 1992, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a life filled with both triumphs and struggles. His story remains a poignant reminder of the darker sides of fame and the human condition.
But I lost it. These last years, the only work I was able to get was places like Kate's back there. Bartender, stick.
L.Q. Jones portrayed Sylvis Hammond in the 1962 film Ride the High Country, a role that showcased his ability to embody complex characters. Hammond is a morally ambiguous figure, representing the darker side of human nature in a changing world. Jones's performance added depth to the film, making Hammond a memorable character in the Western genre. After Ride the High Country, L.Q. Jones continued to work in film and television, often cast in roles that highlighted his rugged persona. He became known for his work in films like The Wild Bunch and television series such as The Twilight Zone. However, his career was not without challenges. Jones faced personal hardships, including the loss of loved ones, and struggles with the industry's changing landscape. He was involved in a notable scandal in the late 1970s when he publicly criticized the Hollywood system, which led to a temporary decline in his career. In his later years, Jones remained active in the industry, directing and producing films. He was known for his dedication to the craft and his willingness to mentor younger actors. The last known information about L.Q. Jones indicates that he passed away in 2022, leaving behind a legacy marked by both triumphs and trials. His life story reflects the complexities of an artist navigating the shadows of fame and personal loss.
Drinks on the house, boys! You come on over and sit down, honey.
Warren Oates portrayed Henry Hammond in the 1962 film Ride the High Country, a role that showcased his ability to embody complex characters. Hammond is a former lawman whose moral compass is tested in a changing world. Oates brought a gritty realism to the character, reflecting the struggles of a man caught between his past and the harsh realities of the present. This performance marked a significant point in Oates' career, establishing him as a versatile actor capable of deep emotional resonance. After Ride the High Country, Oates faced personal and professional challenges. He battled alcoholism, which affected his relationships and career. Despite this, he continued to work in notable films like The Wild Bunch and Two-Lane Blacktop, often portraying troubled characters that mirrored his own struggles. Oates was known for his intense dedication to his roles, sometimes leading to conflicts on set. His life was marked by a series of tumultuous relationships, including a marriage to actress Mary Murphy, which ended in divorce. Oates also faced financial difficulties, particularly after the decline of his film career in the late 1970s. He died in 1982 from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy of powerful performances. His last known information reveals that he remains a respected figure in American cinema, with a cult following that appreciates his unique contributions to film.
You and the law. She can get it nullified. Will that satisfy your iron-bound code of ethics?
My code satisfies.
Randolph Scott's role as Gil Westrom in the 1962 film Ride the High Country marked a significant moment in his career. Westrom is a complex character, embodying both the allure and the darkness of a man who has strayed from his moral path. Scott's portrayal captures the internal struggle of a once noble lawman, now tempted by greed and betrayal. This role stands out as a reflection of Scott's ability to convey deep emotional conflict, showcasing his talent in a genre often dominated by straightforward heroism. After Ride the High Country, Scott's career began to wane as the Western genre evolved. He faced personal hardships, including the tragic death of his first wife, which left a profound impact on him. Scott was known for his private nature, but rumors of affairs and scandals occasionally surfaced, hinting at a tumultuous personal life beneath his calm exterior. He eventually found solace in a long-term relationship with actress Patricia Stillman, but the shadows of his past lingered. In his later years, Scott retreated from the public eye, living a quiet life in Beverly Hills. He passed away in 1987, leaving behind a legacy marked by both triumph and tragedy. His final years were spent reflecting on a life filled with both cinematic glory and personal demons.
He's doing fine up in Idaho. Got a big ranch there. Raises blooded horses.
Joel McCrea's portrayal of Steve Judd in the 1962 film Ride the High Country marked a significant moment in his career. As a former lawman turned aging bounty hunter, McCrea embodied a man grappling with the fading ideals of honor and justice. His performance was layered with a sense of melancholy, reflecting the struggles of a man who once stood for something, but now faces the harsh realities of a changing world. This role resonated deeply, showcasing McCrea's ability to convey complex emotions with subtlety. Beyond the screen, McCrea's life was marked by personal challenges. He faced the pressures of Hollywood, including the constant scrutiny of his private life. His marriage to actress Frances D. was a source of stability, yet the couple endured hardships, including the loss of their son in a tragic accident. McCrea also dealt with the darker side of fame, including the impact of the McCarthy era, which cast a shadow over many in the industry. In his later years, McCrea retreated from the limelight, finding solace in his ranch in California. He remained active in the industry, but his focus shifted to personal passions, including horse breeding and riding. His last known public appearance was in the late 1980s, and he passed away in 1990, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a life marked by both triumph and tragedy.
Yes, sir.
James Drury's portrayal of Billy Hammond in the 1962 film Ride the High Country marked a significant moment in his career. His character, a complex figure caught between loyalty and betrayal, showcased Drury's ability to convey deep emotional struggles. This role set the stage for his later success, particularly in the television series The Virginian, where he became a household name. However, Drury's life was not without its shadows. He faced personal hardships, including the tragic loss of his first wife, which left a profound impact on him. In the years following his rise to fame, Drury encountered the darker side of Hollywood. He dealt with the pressures of fame and the toll it took on his personal life. Scandals surrounding the industry often loomed over him, but he maintained a relatively low profile compared to many of his contemporaries. In his later years, Drury embraced a quieter life, focusing on his passions outside of acting, including painting and writing. He remained a beloved figure among fans, often reflecting on his career with a sense of nostalgia. As of the last known information, Drury passed away in April 2020, leaving behind a legacy marked by both triumph and tragedy.
Have your word you'll return your gun when this is over?
Yes, sir, I reckon you do.
In the 1962 film Ride the High Country, Edgar Buchanan portrayed Judge Tolliver, a character that embodied the moral complexities of the Old West. His performance was marked by a blend of authority and vulnerability, reflecting the struggles of a man caught between justice and the harsh realities of life. Buchanan's portrayal added depth to the narrative, showcasing his ability to convey both wisdom and weariness. Buchanan's career spanned several decades, with notable roles in television and film, including his work on the popular series Petticoat Junction. However, his life was not without challenges. He faced personal hardships, including the tragic loss of his first wife, which deeply affected him. Despite his success, Buchanan battled with the pressures of fame and the toll it took on his mental health. He was known for his private nature, often shying away from the public eye, which added an air of mystery to his persona. In his later years, Buchanan continued to work in the industry, but gradually stepped back from the spotlight. He passed away in 1979, leaving behind a legacy of complex characters and a career that reflected both the light and dark sides of Hollywood. His life remains a testament to the struggles many face behind the scenes, a reminder that even those who entertain us carry their own burdens.
I don't seem to recollect them fellers. Flagstaff, Monterey, Hondo. I remember we worked them places.
Mariette Hartley portrayed Elsa Knudsen in the 1962 film Ride the High Country, a role that showcased her talent and depth as an actress. Elsa is a complex character, caught between her past and the harsh realities of life in the American West. Hartley's performance brought a haunting quality to Elsa, reflecting the struggles of a woman seeking hope amid despair. This role marked a significant point in her career, establishing her as a serious actress in Hollywood. After Ride the High Country, Hartley's career flourished, but her personal life was marked by turmoil. She faced the tragic loss of her first husband, actor John Seitz, who died by suicide in 1978. This event deeply affected her, leading to a period of introspection and grief. Hartley also battled depression, which she openly discussed in interviews, shedding light on the darker aspects of fame. In the 1980s, she became a spokesperson for mental health awareness, using her experiences to help others. In recent years, Hartley has remained out of the public eye, focusing on her family and personal well-being. She has occasionally appeared in interviews, reflecting on her past and the lessons learned. As of the latest updates, she is living a quieter life, away from the Hollywood spotlight, cherishing her legacy and the impact she made in both film and mental health advocacy.
Don't have a gun.
Too bad. This is certain mountain lion country if I've ever seen any.
It sure is.
As we wrap up our look at Ride the High Country, it's hard not to feel a wave of nostalgia for this classic film. Released in 1962, it marked a turning point for many in the cast, including Randolph Scott and Joel McCrea, who both faced the challenge of transitioning from their established careers to new roles in a changing Hollywood. Their performances brought depth to the story of aging lawmen grappling with their pasts and the shifting values of the West. For those who watched this film in their childhood, it likely holds a special place in your heart. Perhaps you remember the thrill of the chase, the beauty of the landscapes, or the poignant moments of friendship and sacrifice. What memories do you have connected to this film? Did it inspire you in any way or shape your view of classic westerns? We invite you to share your stories in the comments below. Your experiences can help keep the spirit of this timeless film alive for future generations.
He's the head of the clan. And I want you to meet my favorite brother. Henry, get down!